I should just keep walking. I'm here. I'm going to do one. This is a nice log. I've had evil come near and around my second time in 3 days. I talk about it a lot. And every now and then, just gotta get angry, you know, and you gotta do something with it. And what I do is I pick up a log and I throw it into the center of the pentagram, and it resonates with this field. This is the field of my natal waters, the waters of the earth, the sky, goodness and greatness that I want to fill my mind. Enough to know that however I feel is true about me and my relationship to this earth, and the soundness of my original mother and father has the power to repel, and I need not fear saying such spells or such words they are, and making such sounds that give leave to scream and to say and to what would be rid of what I can be sensible of, what can I can be sensible of that hurts me in any way for any reason. Of course, we always explain and rationalize and do this. And my emotional body, my instincts throughout my life, if you start to look at emotional body with all the claims and all the ways people have treated it, you can be pretty fucking angry. And you can start to see the world the way I do. Humans given children every way prey on them. And we've rationalized it and nationalized it and internalized it and made it essential part of love and human existence. And what we've done is enter a world of death, from the measures of the heavens to the measures of the earth to the measures of our so-called labors, which are all stolen from us and afforded no value whatsoever, but that we accept less and less value in exchange for them. To be angry, and I can think of every level of sexual abuse in my life, and rage. Who do you give it to? It is so uncomfortable coursing through your blood, right? And yet you would raise a hand against no one. You throw a stone or a branch into a pentagram, resonate across those waters that are not alien or strange or inhospitable or acrimonious to the of your flesh and blood and of the first order of human judgment by birth. So saith the soul of man, I shall repel and repulse across all fields of time, health and greatness and soundness of my blood, and as it was and as it is and as it should be, in all sexually predatory man, woman, and child I have ever known. And in my mind and in my blood, it is known who and what and with whom they are, and I would repel them to such doom. I would prevent them from hurting me or anyone, and to give soundness and satisfaction to all that the earth may accomplish yet, given the voice that knows its roots in the earth and in the most sacred and the sacred measures of our most generous occupations. I have the raven, I have the strength of the sun. Out of the darkness and out of the deep, I do dispel and destroy and repulse at every level that the great and holy Mother Earth and Father provide for me as a man standing here upon the soundness of the earth and in the soundness of the truth of my emotional body. So saith the soul of man. And that builds up an energy, right? And that goes into the earth. And that rings. And I walk away. Right? And what does that do? You find out. It's a communication. Pentagrams are for talking to the earth. I feel that. It's like I've come across a violent energy. Right? You can't deal with all of it. You can't even deal with a part of it. It's far too well healed. It's far too complicated. It's a disease that comes through the behavior and the languages and the energies and the malice of human beings and the fears and the survival cults, everything. Right? It's constantly leaching through human blood. To come here, and here I need to love myself, to come here and do this, and it's passionate and it's zingy, or it's horrifying in its certain proportions and implications, but it's ultimately peaceful, right? Something that could be done by a baby, right? And the mother holds the baby in her arms. Whatever someone does to me, they do to a baby. Whatever someone does to me, they could do to anybody. They harm the human spirit. And when someone commends you to your store, your place of business, or your home, or your land, or your community, their spirit trusts you, your family. And if they are dishonored, your family and your community, your gender and your people have dishonored them. Exposed yourselves. You've exposed your diseases and your weaknesses to them. And do you think they will lay those weaknesses and prey upon you? No. They will fear you the rest of their days. And what do you think about that? And what that you may walk about one day, as I did Christmas morning after I'd already been raped by my mother and a white alcoholic fat woman down the hall, come out of my house and to face the murderous gaze as I walked out away from my building onto the beach of a red woman. And not the first time in my life to look at me with like she would do murder with her eyes. And I could say I get looked at that way a little too frequently for my liking. That they would do murder to me. That the enemy lives in their blood. Right? A murderer lives in their blood. And that murderer lives in their blood does not make them a bad person, but that they are looking that murder into my blood. I am my blood. You stare at me that way, you're polluting my blood with murder. To be looked at with someone do murder. And within a half an hour, I was being rushed to the hospital. You understand? I had taken so many cascades of female violence in Christmas of 2019. And at the hospital, what but that I was sexually abused more. And on the way home, my mother continued to sexually abuse me. Right? I had sustained a dislocated shoulder. And I remember that this guy, Rob, who my mom is dealing with right now, this fucker, I was standing outside with a dislocated shoulder, waiting for my mom to go get the dog that walks at 1 mile per hour, who didn't need her. And he's like, how you doing? Oh, I'm okay. And just keeps walking. Doesn't even notice I'm in pain. I'm trying not to pass out. That's how much these people notice about other human beings. They're demonic. And my mom is dealing with that. They're demons. If I told my mom everything, I would say, I don't want you living in their house. They're disgusting. They're disgusting people. You don't want to deal with them. They'll make you sick. They'll make you sick, Mom. They've already made you sick. They've made me sick. They're sick. They're just sick. They're sick people. I come out here and I tell the truth. Rob and Louise are sick people. And my mom could easily get sick. She has no idea what she's doing. See, I live my life to get away from sick people. I was standing at the elevator once and the door was closing on my dog. And he was there with some Chinese guy that lives in the building and they were just standing there. Yeah, that's a room. The end of deprivation. Nice. I'm just standing there. I didn't hold it against him. I could see he has a bit of a mental disorder. And the door was like falling on my dog and they wouldn't press the door to open the doors. This was before COVID. And I was like, I'll just get the next one. And they just stood there staring like they were zombies. Maybe their medication just kicked in. I don't know. It was so fucking creepy. My energy field, right? It draws this out of people. The deadness in them. I see them for who they are. I see the vampire in people. I see the zombie in people. I feel it. I've always felt it since I was a young poet. The vampirical of the world, you know? It takes like to do that. My veins run with this cold, pure water. They do. They run with a beautiful energy. I don't need a cult or a religion. I don't need to be spiritual. I don't need to pretend to be a native person. I am a great human being.